Thank you, and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is the aged population, and we're fortunate to have with us two persons to talk about some of the problems and some of the misconceptions, indeed, as well as some of the achievements of the aged population. With me is Miss from the D.D. Wallace Center, Miss Vicki Askew, who is the coordinator for geriatric services at the D.D. Wallace Center, and of course, Miss Martha Brandon, who is the person in charge of information and referral services with the Metro government. And let me welcome both of you ladies to the show this morning.
It's nice to be here.
Very good. Ms. Askew, let's start with you by having you to give us some information about your title and your responsibilities. Now, you are the coordinator for geriatric services at the D.D. Wallace Center. Why don't you give us some information about what you do? And of course, Ms. Brandon will do the same thing, and then we'll get into some of the problems, some of the misconceptions with the aged population.
Gladly. I'm the coordinator of geriatric services with D.D. Wallace Center, and what that consists of, there are 3 different units with our outpatient adult services, which we entitle geriatric services. We have services within nursing homes, we have what we call a geriatric day treatment service, and we also have outpatient geriatric services. These 3 units work with a wide variety of our geriatric population. Of course, our nursing home services are within the nursing home. We do a lot of psychotherapy and cognitive STEM type of groups within the nursing home.
Tell me what that means. Cognitive.
Cognitive, memory exercises, stimulating memory, recall abilities, retention, reality orientation. Basically, we're dealing with the mind in itself and exercising it, and cognitive abilities is type of a group is one thing for exercising the mind. Basically, it's just increasing this function, mental functioning.
Okay.
Within our outpatient, we generally service those elderly that are continuing to work, live at home independently, and just need some type of supportive therapy to help them maintain that level of functioning within the community independently. With our geriatric day treatment population, we have some of those frail elderlies that have basically suffered some type of loss that has impaired their ability to remain at home alone for a great length of time. That program operates 5 days a week out of 2 different locations for 4 hours each day. We do provide transportation to those program sites, and the clients bring in lunches with them.
Very good, very good. Now, of course, Ms. Brandon, you're probably familiar as the person who is involved with information and referral, dealing with the aged population. You're probably familiar with many of the programs that she's talking about. But let's talk about what you actually do in terms of your responsibility, Ms. Brandon.
I have a one-word answer, which is just that. What I do, I answer questions. And believe me, I've been asked everything. I even had one man that wanted me to recommend a space heater. He'd called the downtown service center, if you please, and they had referred him to me, and I was supposed to know the best kind of space heater. I didn't, but I knew somebody that could, so that was all right. But most of the questions are from the frail elderly that need help and don't know where to go to get it. Finding one's way through Metro can be complicated. And when I get somebody that says, "You are the 7th person I have talked to this morning," my standard answer is, "I am the last person." And then I go find out what they want to know.
So there's always a person in the Metro government that can give that kind of information and referral. Now, is there a special office created for that kind of situation?
My office, and it really is a we because I have a man who works with me, is part of the central services for the elderly and disabled. That has a number of services within that section, and it is part of Metro Social Services.
Very good. Now let's talk about some of the misconceptions, I would imagine, Ms. Askew, concerning the aged population. That is, some of the things that I think it's understood that all of us at one time or another, if we live long enough, will become a part of the aged population if we don't consider ourselves as part of that population now. But what are some of the misconceptions that the two of you find dealing with the elderly population that we ought to try to at least move toward correcting this morning?
In relation to my line of work, misconceptions on aging and mental health issues, one that stands out profoundly with me is that most people feel that most people 65 and older suffer from some type of mental illness that impairs their ability to function greatly. That is not true. Mm-hmm. There's only about, of the total population, 15% of elderly people 85 and older will suffer from some type, but the vast majority will not suffer from a major mental illness. Another thing that comes to mind along with that is senile dementia. Mm-hmm. Most feel that it's inevitable that with age, people become senile. That is also another misconception.
It's the most ridiculous thing I hear.
Yes, that is not true. It's only a small portion of about 10% of those individuals, once again, 85 years of age and older, that will suffer from actually the disorder of senile dementia. Society tends to think that with age comes